Let's just go across, Sanket. We have Mukesh Bhutani with us, BMR Legal, and also Vishesh Chandyok, who's Grant Thornton Bharat. Mukesh, just good to have you on. So just on taxation, what are we seeing? Because again, we're still waiting on the details from the papers, but as of now, it appears there's been no change in any of the tax slabs. Do you see that as a good or a bad thing? And secondly, the question we're asking all our tax experts on this 30% tax on digital assets, does that mean it's crypto as well, or it's not? What do you make of it?
So I think if your reference is to change in tax slabs to give benefit to the common man, yes, there is no change. The underlying philosophy is clear. New taxpayers that have got added in the last few years, the government clearly doesn't want them to leave the tax net, because if you change the slab rates at the lower level, many taxpayers leave an experience of the past. On crypto, I think there's a positive and a negative change. The positive is at least crypto is not considered as a taboo any longer. The government seems to have given a close look at the RBI report.
Very important.
Crypto is not illegal, but it is coming with penal consequences, with a high rate of 30%, being considered on par with speculative income, as well as...
Sorry, Mukesh, just to understand from what you're saying. So are you saying that this digital assets does include crypto? Because there's been some doubt about that since they've not defined it yet. But from your understanding, you think it is crypto?
We will need to look at the digital currency bill, but I think the finance minister, wanted to use a more politically acceptable term for crypto. But I think digital currency would include crypto in my view. We need to... The high rate of 30% and disincentive for taxing it as a gift is clearly evident in terms of government walking a cautious path, because still there is a perception that crypto can be an avenue for money laundering, so on and so forth. I also see the rationalization of capital gains for unlisted securities as a welcome change, because this is going to give thrust to the ecosystem of the startups. And finally, the 2-year window for filing revised return, which also includes declaring income, higher declaring income, is a positive step, because under the current regime, not just the period is less by 1 year, but also you can invite penal consequences as well. So that's a very positive change. There aren't very many.
One question that I wanted to ask you, Mr. Bhutani, before we go to Mr. Chandyok. One question is, do you think that this will end the confusion, at least in the crypto world, that it'll stay or not stay? What will it be called? Do you think this ambiguity is somewhat over, that crypto assets are here to stay? The fact that they are being taxed means that the government has a plan.
Well, I mean, there are two aspects to crypto. One is the digital currency bill, which is a regulatory framework, because until and unless that bill is passed in Parliament, the government will still consider crypto as illegal. Second is the tax proposal. Now, if the tax proposals are going as an integral part of the finance bill, clearly the government seems to have given thought to ensure the passage of the cryptocurrency bill as well, which also has to go as a non-money bill through the Parliament. So I think you will need to read both these together. It seems that the characterization of crypto as an asset is clear from the bill, and the tax position also seems to be very clear.